It's time for the WWE Raw and SmackDown Netflix Fantasy Draft 2025. I'm Ollie Davis. I'm joined by Luke Owen, DAD, and hey, Raw's going to move to Netflix in just a couple of weeks.
I know. Isn't that kind of wild that we're going to be in a new era of WWE where it's not on television, it's not on cable, it's not on network, it's on Netflix. And it's potentially going to be very buffery.
It's going to be very Michael Buffery.
But we should also, there's no draft announced for Netflix and Raw. I think from between basically, we were talking about this yesterday, from about October through to WrestleMania, the brand split doesn't matter. And anyone can just appear on any shows, certainly in like Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, lead up to WrestleMania.
Crown Jewel.
It just doesn't matter who is on what brands. But post-WrestleMania, there will definitely be, again, specific rosters for Raw and specific rosters for SmackDown. And that's kind of what we're looking to get here.
But also, just when everything moves to Netflix, I think there's going to be a bit of a soft revamp. People will appear on both shows, but I think, for instance, one idea you've had is CM Punk wins the title on the January 6th Raw, and maybe Roman Reigns wrestles him at WrestleMania, therefore Roman moves a bit over to Raw. It's not officially done, but he appears on there.
Yeah, and then you can... So my idea was, and maybe we'll go into this when we start doing the draft thing, my idea was Punk beats Gunther for the world title on the January 6th Raw, because it's the first Raw of this new era. You want to try and, like, potentially millions of new eyeballs on your show. You want to try and do something that's quite big and important, like impactful. So people are like, well, I've got to tune in next week to see what happens on the next show. But with Cody being the WWE champion, if I was WWE, I would have my flagship show on the big thing, have the WWE champion on that show.
There's been reports as well that Netflix sort of expect almost certain big name superstars.
Exactly. And so with that, you can then move Roman across to SmackDown so he can kind of head up the network television side of things, and maybe move the World Heavyweight Championship over to that show so you can like do Punk and Roman for that belt, and the WWE Championship then becomes the Raw belt.
Don't worry, Paul. We've got it covered. We'll sort it out for you.
You're welcome.
Please, of course, press subscribe if you haven't already. Press the thumbs up button. Leave us a comment down below with what you want to see in terms of the superstar shake-up or whatever it is going into the next year, while we use our brand new technology never seen before on YouTube. I think it's going to catch on. Have you seen this before?
This is brand new to me.
So I can drag.
What?
I can drag him up to go into our roster. We got Raw men, we got Raw women, we got SmackDown men, we got SmackDown women.
What? This is madness.
I know. And I think people might confuse it with that tier list stuff. Totally different. Built from the ground up, this. But yeah, we've got all of our roster there, including some fun little pics. Look at these fun little pics.
So what, basically, so production guy Brandon...
Production guy, that's his official
title. He made up this all really nice, and then you got in there and you downloaded some comedy pics for everyone else.
Yeah. Oh, look, we've got the official renders. Even, where is she? Candice LeRae has the speed title. That's how deep Brandon production guy went into this.
He also has done it in like important order, to which you replies like, why is Dragon Lee so high up on this list then?
Oh, he's the speed champion.
Yeah.
But then he's John Cena after, just next to Tommaso Ciampa. But yes, then you can probably tell where I started sourcing the images. What do you think it was?
Do you think it's next to Piper Niven? Or do you think it's next to Elektra Lopez that you started doing the images?
Oh, a viewer can decide, can't they? Look at that Paul face. Right, so shall we begin?
Yes.
With our draft?
Well, let's do the main titles then first. So, do you like my pitch that I've made? So, Cody becomes the WWE Championship is the Raw belt, and the World Heavyweight Championship is the SmackDown belt, because I hate to be this guy, but one of them has to be the secondary belt. So you should put that on the secondary show, that being SmackDown. That's not on Netflix. And so I think then the WWE Championship should be the most important belt. Like, I also think just as an optics thing, if you're a new viewer, the WWE Championship makes the most sense to a new viewer than the World Heavyweight Championship.
Well, I'm happy to start our draft with Cody on Raw.
Yes.
I think that's a good idea. I feel like, who knows what's going to happen with The Rock, although Red One didn't do very well. He's probably coming back to wrestling very shortly. I feel like Cody and The Rock is the best Mania match, considering what they built last year, considering the handshake and the whisper in the ear. But does that need the title? That's okay. I'm moving Cody to Raw Men.
I think even without the WWE Championship, Raw on Netflix will want, or should I say Netflix will want, biggest name possible. And I think the biggest name possible that isn't Roman is Cody.
So are we also going to draft Gunther to Raw? Because in your version, Punk beats Gunther.
Yes.
For the bet, and then we'll put Punk on SmackDown.
I would say let's put Gunther on Raw.
Well, let's talk this. This is really important.
Yeah.
So you think Punk and Roman is the Mania match?
I'm not saying it is. I'm saying that is a pitch
that's what you want. I think after the SmackDown angle, that's what I want to.
Yes. It is a pitch that I am making. I'm not saying that is the plans in place. I would imagine that Punk really wants that match because Punk versus Roman is a much bigger match than him going to WrestleMania with Punk versus Rollins.
Yeah. So would you move Rollins over to SmackDown too? And then Roman and Rollins. I like that, actually. That kind of makes sense with the whole War Games beef.
I think you're right. Also, we need to have some top names in there. So I would, and you want to do that Punk Rollins program eventually.
And they will also appear on Raw.
Yeah, certainly for the first few months. Like the report is that Roman is going to be very factored into Netflix shows up until WrestleMania.
I'm just going to move some guys around here. This is essentially what we're saying.
Yes.
But in this, I'm just move Punk here. Get out the way, Roman. Punk has Gunther's championship belt.
Yes.
We've not just put all the championships, both speed titles on Raw, and we want Rollins in that as well. Okay. God, he's even annoying on a PNG. Look how cool everyone else looks. Cody, face of the company, babyface. Gunther, ring general. CM Punk, yeah. Roman Reigns, I've got a fist. Kids entertainer Seth Rollins.
He looks like the sort of photos I would have taken when I was at university when you're at a pub and you're just like being caught in the moment.
I thought you did this more.
I did do a lot of like those sorts of photos. I went to university in the mid-2000s. We didn't really know how to take photos of each other.
It was pre-planking. Do you not remember planking?
Wasn't he a character in SpongeBob?
No, it's when you just lie face down on precariously balanced objects. Do you not remember that, Grace?
No.
That's why when people of our age criticize TikTok trends of stupidity, I'm like, guys, we were planking and we were throwing milk up in the air in supermarkets. We've got no right to criticize the youth.
I never did either of those things.
I didn't either. But I did laugh at the milk things. Well, just you would people would just behave like they're just getting some milk, and then they'd do an overly exaggerated pratfall and throw the milk in the air.
Oh, I see.
It wasn't like, well, it was yobby.
It sounds a bit yobby.
It's definitely yobby.
Yeah.
No point crying over it though. But they wouldn't just take the milk off and throw it on the ground, Steve Austin style. They would make a fool of themselves as well.
It feels a bit like, do you remember that first episode of Adam and Joe where they do the prank when they go into the supermarket and eat all the 33% free bits from like cereal? And it's just Joe Cornish being like, yeah, but this bit's free. And it says on the box that this bit's free.
Okay, should we do some women?
Yeah. So here's the question then. Because the World Heavyweight Championship has its women's equivalent and the WWE Championship has its women's equivalent, and they are all on the same shows at the moment, which is nice and it kind of makes sense. Do you want to split those belts up so you have a WWE Champion and a Women's World Heavyweight Championship, and then on the other show, the World Heavyweight Championship and the WWE Women's Championship? Or do you want to have the nice synchronicity of having the men's titles match the women's titles?
Oh, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Well, one thing we can agree on, Judgment Day is stale.
Yeah.
So one thing I'm going to heavily push for in this is that we're splitting up Judgment Day.
Splitting them off into different factions.
And maybe part of that is Liv, Dom, Raquel, that contingent, they move to SmackDown.
I think
to match the belts, like you say.
I agree, because I think they've always been a Raw act. So maybe put them on SmackDown as like a fresh coat of paint for it.
So, but Liv, where's Raquel?
She's about down the bottom. Production guy Brandon clearly doesn't think much of Raquel, because she's all the way down the bottom. There she is, next to Asuka.
No. Here we go.
Oh, look at this.
It's like she's died and gone to... Yeah, it's Poochie. Come back to her home planet. And where's Dom? Dom's over here with the other lads. Does Carlito go to SmackDown as well? Or does Carlito be his own man on Raw?
Does he get that singles push that was reported for him?
Yeah, that singles push into the ground, I think. After his improvised comedy.
Yeah. I would singles push him all the way to NXT and have him work with the younger talents.
I think that would be quite fun. We've not got NXT. Let's leave Carlito, see where he fits in when we've done a few of the bigger names.
Yeah.
So, yeah, quite stacked on SmackDown. So that means Nia Jax, who I think we agree, like, the title's not changing hands at Saturday night's main event or anything like that.
As far as
speculating.
Yeah, speculating here, yeah.
Oh, you know what? Rhea Ripley should stay on Raw. If Liv's going over here...
Well, here's the thing.
Oh, but Mania.
Mania, bud. Like, we don't know, because we are recording this before Saturday night's main events. Is it Rhea versus Liv at Saturday night's main events? And actually, what's annoying is we're also recording this before Survivor Series even happened, so that match might have been announced. I feel like their sort of Mania direction at the moment is Rhea and Liv for that title.
Mm-hmm.
Rhea feels like too big of a star to not be on Netflix.
Yes, yeah. I'm just moving Tiffany Stratton as well with Nia Jax.
She's down the bottom somewhere.
Where is she?
There's Tiff.
Tiff, you're better than this. Why have you been put so low down?
There she is, next to Tyler Bates in alphabetical order.
She's going to her home planet. Okay, for some reason she has to move this way. Oh, you know what I've done?
Oh no!
I've put the women with the men.
That's why SmackDown looks so stacked.
That's better. Oh, and Tiffany should go there because, Nia and Tiffany should stay together. I'm a bit tired of the will they, won't they cash in.
What if the cash in happens on the Netflix debut?
Oh.
Like, I've been so blind. I've been so, like, tunnel vision on the CM Punk thing. What if the title change on that show is the Money in the Bank cash in?
And Tiffany cashes in on Nia? Because she cashes in on Liv?
Well, I'd say Nia. That's the story they've been building to.
But maybe it's a swerve that they're both champions.
No, I think she cashes in on Nia because that also can tell your new audience, here is what the Money in the Bank briefcase does.
Yeah. And it also clean slate, a new champion on the men's side, new champion on the women's side. You've got something to latch onto from episode 1, which it will be for most people.
Also, if you are going to go with Punk and Roman as our Mania direction that we're sort of like, pushing WWE down at the moment, the Mania match for the Women's Championship can be Tiff versus Nia. It's the rematch.
Okay. Yeah, Tiffany can duck Nia for ages. Yeah. Although I feel like Tiffany's the babyface in this. Nia Jax is the furious monster. Bron... Keep him on Raw.
Keep him on Raw.
Keep him on Raw.
I'd say keep the men's and belts on their respective brands. So LA Knight stays on.
LA Knight's over here. Yeah. Now, unfortunately, Jade's injured, so we won't factor into anything.
Yep.
Bianca is the women's tag champion, but that's going to be relinquished, surely.
Here's my pitch, is you split these up, you put them on different rosters. And here's my reasoning as to why. It's because then you can do their eventual re-stare down, either in War Games or in the 2026 Royal Rumble to build to WrestleMania 42, where they can have their singles match. But keep them on separate brands so you don't have to put them back together as a tag team, win the tag titles. Just keep them separate.
I might leave. Let's just leave Jade down here, though, like, because she's inactive.
Got to keep them separated.
Should we keep her on? I think keep her on SmackDown.
Yeah, I'd say keep her on.
So she can, and then she can interact with Liv.
Yeah, that's a bit different because we kind of done Bianca. Yeah, I'd say that's a good pitch.
Motor City Machine Guns. Yeah. Let's keep them on SmackDown, of course, and that means JD and Finn, the Raw Tag Champs, somehow are still on Raw.
Yep. Those don't even look like they are renders with them actually holding the belts.
No, that's been dropped on to the Andrade trick. By some cruel trick of just titles gaining prominence.
Yeah.
Candice LeRae is our next pick, the Speed Champion. SmackDown.
Can I make a pitch?
Go on then.
Move the LWO back to SmackDown.
Do you do and then Santos's faction, they move to Raw?
Oh, actually, yeah. No, you're right.
Because then they will just book Mexicans versus Mexicans.
Also, raise your nostalgia guy in there to maybe get some of those lapsed fans.
Yeah.
So maybe we do want to keep the LWO on Raw.
Okay, so I agree with that.
So there's Reg, she's next to Calio.
We've done our big sort of... We've done our big changes. I feel like most of the rest of the roster is going to stay the same.
That's not to say leave this video now.
No, that's because look, guys, we've got the fun division. Yeah. Where's Dragon Lee?
Dragon Lee's at the top. He's Speed Champion.
Oh, of course he is. That works out quite well.
You've forgotten that again.
So you stay there with... like the Speed Championship.
So we also need to grab Cruz del Toro, Joaquin Wild, and Zelina Vega. So Vega's just there, next to Ludwig Kaiser.
Yep, and she stays on
Raw. And then they were down next to John Cena, I think. And then the other one is next to Grayson Waller. There he is, between Chelsea Green and Grayson Waller. We've talked about our big hitters.
Drew.
Drew.
So Drew has been off TV for a while since he might have come back at SummerSlam. Survivor Series, I mean. Let's get a clean take of that. So Drew came back at Survivor Series.
Nice. Good save.
Drew still hasn't come back, and it's been Survivor Series by now. So where do you have Drew going?
I would keep
not on Punk.
No, I would keep him away from Raw. Punk. I'd put him on Raw.
Mm-hmm. Let that rivalry cool down.
Yeah.
Kevin Owens, SmackDown. Oh no, but Cody. No, the Cody thing's done, and Owens can have a program with Randy Orton because that hasn't been resolved. We haven't had an actual match.
I think put him on Raw with Orton. Again, I'm thinking from the nostalgia thing. Orton's an older guy, he's the veteran guy, and we haven't done the Cody Orton program either. So you want Orton on the same show as Cody?
That's a good point, actually, because when I'm looking at this, we've put the biggest. Cody's a huge star. Like Cody and Roman are your biggest stars,
cool.
But then with Punk and Seth over here as well. So yeah, maybe Raw needs a bit of star power.
Yeah.
So you're saying Drew's on Raw?
I'd keep Drew on Raw.
Owens is on Raw.
And Randy
Orton is on Raw.
Yeah.
Maybe Priest goes to SmackDown.
100%.
Gets him away from Finn.
Gets him away from Finn. Gets him in that World Championship picture as well.
He can interact with Roman. That feels fresh. Sheamus? I mean...
Raw, because he needs the Intercontinental Championship.
He will always need that belt.
Yeah. I'd say Rhea, SmackDown.
No, but we just move Liv. But that's the... that is a begrudging drop. Okay, the Usos. The Usos.
Do we break up the Usos? Give Jay that singles push again? Or do we keep all the Bloodline stuff post-Mania, including Sammy, on SmackDown?
I am a bit underwhelmed by both brands' tag divisions. Love Motor City Machine Guns.
Of course you are. You're a wrestling fan from the mid-2000s.
Of course we do. so over Judgment Day.
Mm.
But I'm like, well, who can challenge them? You've got the New Day stuff. Maybe the Usos are now a tag act and they can get the belts from Judgment Day. We need a babyface act to take it from them.
I guess you're right, but doesn't that feel like such a step back for Jay? This whole main event, like his theme song is "I'm on my own."
Well, that won't be his theme song anymore. Be the Usos theme song.
We're back together again.
Look, he had a good 2 weeks with that singles championship.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Do you want to move to Raw? I mean, Jay's already on Raw.
I say move all of the Bloodline to SmackDown. That's my pitch. But I'm happy for you to go against that. But I would move all of the Bloodline.
You keep all the Bloodline
on SmackDown. So that includes Jimmy and Sammy.
Sammy on SmackDown feels right for me for some reason.
Also, I mean, do you then?
So that means you put all of
that's what I'm saying.
All of these guys.
Yeah. I think you need that drama.
Is Bronson Reed gonna stay there? Reed can get away from them. He's got the rub. He stays on Raw.
Yeah, put him in the meaty division.
Yeah, he's one of these guys who can interact with Orton and Owens and Cody.
Yeah, you want to do
maybe Drew comes back as a babyface.
You want to do the Cody Reed match.
Oh, Cody will sell that like a million.
That's what I was about to say. Can you imagine Cody selling the Tsunami, especially after the 6th one?
It'll be he'll bring Brandy in just for 1 week.
Yeah,
so they can do the Brody Lee hands going. Yeah, maybe Reed can squash Brandy.
Yes. Also, I'm already pitching this match. Okay. This is your SummerSlam main event. It's Cody versus Bronson Reed. Cody has to hit the 4th crossroads. He hits the 3rd one, and he picks one. He's like, it needs one more.
So the New Day. We've got Beige in there as well.
Mm-hmm.
This is being recorded pre-New Day angle.
Yeah.
I think whatever happens in that, though, they will be on the same brand.
Me too.
Because they've got a story to tell.
Yeah.
I keep them on Raw.
I'd put them on Raw as well. They're too much for... They're a good act to keep on Raw. And like you say, we might need some star power in the tag division. So New Day can win the belts off of... the Judgment Day.
And if the Usos are down here in SmackDown.
Yeah.
That's a good established tag team. We've got the Wyatt Six next.
That's an interesting one. I think Raw, but isn't there a really interesting idea to do them versus Bloodline Wolfpack?
Oh, because...
It's like a faction warfare.
And their whole motivation for things is... teams or families betraying each other.
Yeah. Like I've got kind of little interest in them going up against the Judgment Day. Also, we've split the Judgment Day up in our draft. I'd say SmackDown.
And they are the sort of act that doesn't feel like an act that belongs to one brand.
No.
They were never drafted to Raw or SmackDown. They just appeared one day. So they could just appear on another brand. I like it. And I like the solo. Gives them something to do.
Yeah.
Because poor old Solo.
Yeah. Also, it means we can have our we can build to a Jacob Fatu Nikki Cross match.
Yes, or the Bloodline get a woman.
Naomi. No, Naomi's going to join the OG Bloodline.
No one is meaner.
No.
Than Tamina.
When you are right, you are absolutely right. Also, whoever becomes the first United States Women's Champion is going to need their first easy title defense on TV.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Bailey's got a thing going with Belair at the moment. I say keep her on SmackDown.
Yep, that seems good to me.
Well, Kairi Sane is currently the number one contender for
No, Io Sky is.
Yes, sorry, Io Sky. Sorry, they were the wrong way around there. So I say keep them on Raw.
I'd say Damage Control stays on Raw.
They'll have the match and then they can do their own thing. I think Dakota Kai stays on Raw, but as a singles push going for the new mid-card title.
I agree, but I'd say keep Damage Control as an act together.
But they're not... Dakota Kai's mostly doing singles matches now. Oh, okay, we're at Carlito.
What do we do? Do we want to just save Carlito a little bit later still? Just keep pushing him? Do we keep kicking that can down the road?
Well, we know Ludwig is on Raw.
Yeah.
keep him with Sheamus, the Intercontinental title division,
yeah.
and Gunther.
And Gunther, yeah.
Vinci. I mean, we might as well keep him on SmackDown.
Yeah. See if anyone notices.
Oh, SmackDown getting packed? Okay, we need a couple of boys for Raw.
Well, that's just because we've just put 2 huge factions in.
And the Final Testament, they can stay on Raw. They'll conclude their program with the Wyatt Six.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the surprise success stories. Sorry, put them all together as a faction. One of the surprise success stories of 2024.
Also means you got another big tag team in AOP on Raw there.
And Paul Ellering's still here.
Yep.
He's probably not going to be, though, is he?
No.
Alpha Academy, I think, again, just keep them on Raw. Keep them in the same place.
Yeah, I don't think it hurts.
They're just there as filler, really, at the moment. They can give... If I'm looking at this from a MyGM perspective... Mm-hmm. Oh, Otis is in with the women there. They're just a good act to have to give other tag teams matches. And then Maxine goes in the ladies. Well, she could have a nice showing in the Intercontinental title tournament.
Like it.
Isla Dawn and Alba Fire.
Mm-hmm. Not doing much together as a unit.
But we need new women's tag champions.
Yeah, I'd keep them on SmackDown. I think
as an act, as a team.
Yeah.
War Raiders, keep them on Raw.
Yeah.
They've only just come back.
Raw Waders.
And Valhalla goes up there as well, I suppose. American Made.
Yes.
Chad and his lovely creeds.
Yeah.
And Ivy Nile, who in this PNG format looks taller than all of them.
SmackDown. Oh, no, but they've done the Wyatt stuff, haven't they? But we haven't really got a lot of other tag teams going on there. We've got the Usos, got the Gorillas of Destiny.
Well, we can let's keep the Street Profits on SmackDown. Because hopefully they can have a good refresh of them soon.
Or...
Oh, yeah, go for the mouse.
I'm not saying we do it, but
they finally pull the trigger on breaking up a tag team.
I'd be quite happy to switch that around as well and have Dawkins go into like the meaty division for that IC title.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
And Ford can be kept with, maybe he could work with Roman, maybe he could work with Punk.
Yeah.
Maybe he could work with Priest.
Yeah. I actually think you're right. I think Ford is better suited to go and put Dawkins in the meaty division.
But the big headline there is we have broken up the Street Profits.
Yeah.
Just no angle, no nothing.
No, nothing.
Raw starts and...
Well, look, their whole thing at the moment is they've been like, it's the tag titles or bust. Maybe this is it now. It's bust for them.
Should we keep the Creeds and American Made on Raw?
Yeah. Yeah, why not?
Here you are. Go up, Julius. Oh, he's 450 and up there. And then Brutus. It's there. And we are going to move Ivy now to the women. And go in that Intercontinental title. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Asuka is currently injured.
Yes.
Nakamura, keep him on SmackDown.
Yeah, just keep him on SmackDown. I mean, I'd
do stuff.
I'm not going to say he's not going to beat LA Knights because that feels like I'll date that horribly. if he does beat LA Knights at Survivor Series.
Angel, let's keep the whole Santos Escobar LWO on SmackDown. Austin Theory and Grayson Waller.
Oh, the forever tag team.
They will stay together.
And they'll stay on SmackDown.
I agree.
Yeah.
Where's Grayson Waller? Why aren't they together?
Because they don't have best order after that. We need to put the stars on Raw, so let's put Theory and Waller on SmackDown.
So Asuka's injured, so I just put her here. Should we make a decision on Carlito? Does he stay with the Judgment Day tag champs on Raw there?
He feels like he's more with a Dom act.
And he's got a sort of flirtatious thing going with Raquel Rodriguez.
Good point. Yes.
It's a SmackDown, Carlito. AJ Styles injured, so we'll also not pick him. Apollo Crews, he's in the tag team with
Ashante the Adonis.
Ashante, so Yeah. We'll just keep
get
them
on
together.
SmackDown, yeah.
B-Fab
stays
stays over there as well. Becky Lynch. Yes, coming back on Raw.
Raw. Has to be Raw.
Has to be Raw. And maybe she's the inaugural champ.
Oh, well, the United States one. Oh, so the Intercontinental one.
Yeah, why not?
That's a pretty good shout. But sorry, if I've got Becky, I think Becky goes right back into the main title picture. Here's my question, though, because I think we can now jump ahead. Where do you put Flair?
Just one thing on Lynch.
Don't go for it.
Seth's on SmackDown. They're not doing as much touring anymore, so I don't know if being on different brands for married couples is an issue.
Yeah, you're right. But I feel like Becky's too big of a star to not be on Raw.
But yeah, Charlotte Flair. God damn. I think if Becky's on Raw, Charlotte's got to be on SmackDown.
That was my feeling on it too.
And she'll be a goddamn babyface.
And actually, you're right. And you can build to Charlotte and Rhea. You can do more on that. Charlotte and Bianca. Charlotte and Raquel.
Yeah, we're doing it.
Yeah, let's do it. Charlotte Tamina, obviously.
Blair Davenport. I'd guess we've got equal numbers of women, so she could go either way. Keep on SmackDown. Braun Strowman currently out injured, but I think he'll come back. Meaty division.
Yeah,
Raw.
Meaty division.
Let's stay there. Now, the eagle-eyed amongst you might have just spotted a Brock Lesnar. He's on this because he is still on the WWE roster page.
Mentioned on Raw by name. Triple H has said in multiple interviews he would bring him back if Brock, wanted it.
I don't think it's happening anytime soon.
If it's going to happen, I think it's on that January 6th debut episode of Raw.
I'm going to say let's consider him injured.
Inactive, yeah.
Yeah.
Same with Carmella.
Don't you think... I feel like Carmella... I've not really heard any reports, but can she come back?
Yeah, she had the kid ages ago, I think.
I don't know if there's any other issues going on. Let's say Carmella's coming back to SmackDown.
Yeah, and we can put... Well, Bliss, you've been pushing your Auntie Howdy thing, which sort of makes sense to go into the SmackDown women's division.
Good point. So maybe a Bliss comes back on SmackDown too, tying in with the Wyatt Six.
I'm going to say let's have Andrade and Mello staying on SmackDown.
Yep, because they can keep feuding with each other.
Best of 21. Chelsea Green.
Keep her on SmackDown.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
We're bulking up the women's division there, but I've got some ideas for the Raw.
Okay, great.
Division.
Do you want to put Piper there as well?
Yeah, where are you, Piper?
Next to Pete Dunne.
There you are. There you go. You stay together as an act. Dragunov injured. Is that Cedric?
Yeah.
Cedric. He's doing stuff in NXT. SmackDown?
Yeah, why not?
Now, DIY. Oh, God, we missed John Cena.
That is the second time. No joke. When we were prepping this earlier, Ollie could not see John Cena on this list. And I kept saying, he's right there next to Tommaso Ciampa, and you could not spot him. You nearly could save a new PNG to load in there. And I was like, you literally can't see him.
Wasn't even a meme.
No, it wasn't. You just couldn't see him. And that's the second time now you've skipped over him.
So Tommaso Ciampa. John Cena, he's got to be on Raw.
Got to be on Raw,
because we've got Cody on Raw as well.
Yeah, got to be on Raw.
Return to your home planet. Blah, 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 blah. I'm going to put him ahead of...
Look, top stars. It's the retirement year. He has to be on Netflix.
Now,
DIY.
Dragunov, we considering him injured, unfortunately. DIY. So what are our tag teams looking like? We've got Wyatt Six, Motor City Machine Guns, New Bloodline.
Berto and Angel.
Yeah.
A-Town Down.
And Usos.
And the Usos.
So that's pretty stacked, like four big teams there. Up here, got JD, got LWO, New Day.
AOP. And AOP. And Alpha Academy.
I feel like we're missing big teams on Raw. So I would move them. I mean, they might split as well.
Yeah, and also they need to finish up this thing with the guns.
Yep, good point. So let's keep them on SmackDown. Yeah. We're not booking post-Mania, we're booking for January 6th.
Exactly. Oh, yeah, the Good Brothers. They are in WWE, aren't they?
I think Carl's injured.
Yeah.
And Luke Gallows is
collecting checks.
smartest worker in wrestling. The Partey girls.
Yeah.
I mean, they could just stay on Raw because we're missing some people there. And the women's tag belts, where they'd sort of naturally be contenders, they go across both brands.
Yeah.
Then we've got Kiana James. Just keep her on SmackDown.
Well, keep her on Raw, you mean?
Oh my gosh. I just assumed she was on SmackDown.
Yeah, she's injured at the moment.
Oh, is she? Okay. Yeah. Well, that might have been a useless pick. Pretty Deadly, my boys.
Now we're talking. Now we're talking big tag teams.
Keep them on SmackDown for now.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, but hopefully a big push comes out of it.
Logan Paul has to be on Netflix, surely.
Yeah, building that Mike Tyson match.
Has to be on Netflix.
Okay, so... Oh, he's so good, though.
Yeah.
He's such a good wrestler.
I felt moldy doing that.
What?
He sells moldy Lunchables.
Oh, okay. Okay, sure. Yeah. Do people, is that the people call them moldy?
Well, yeah, it's because everyone bought them and they were all moldy.
Be surprised, though, because the amount of additives and preservatives.
That shows how long they've been sat there waiting for them to sell these things.
We have Lyra Valkyria. I really like Lyra Valkyria. Keep her on Raw to feud for the Intercontinental title.
Not bad. I like it.
And Becky's there.
And Becky, of course.
I love you, Becky.
Do the voice.
I love you, Becky. Persher. I love you, Becky. Not very good at
No?
Michin, just keep her on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Naomi, SmackDown.
Yeah.
Natalia. Has she got a brand?
On Raw, right? No, she's on Raw. She recently came back to feud with Pure Fusion
Collective. She's there, sure.
Done.
Butch.
Pete, done.
Not really doing much, but I think he stays on Raw.
I would actually move him to SmackDown. Put him in that with LA Knight in that US title picture.
I think maybe that will happen post-Mania.
Maybe you're right.
I think he stays on Raw for the meantime to do some stuff with R-Truth.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
So let's bump him up there. And R-Truth also goes there. Santos Escobar.
I'm going to keep them on SmackDown.
He's on SmackDown with his boys. Where are his boys?
Up to the right. No, to the left even. Down. To the left. Down. Pashinsuke Nakamura. Where are you going?
Oh, there he is. Yeah, there he is.
Sorry, I gave you bad directions there.
Okay.
That was more my fault than it was yours.
Shotzi, she's currently injured, so let's skip past her. Yeah. OMG. It's Pure Fusion Collective.
It's perfect fried chicken time.
Raw.
Yeah. Where's all these? You said you had ideas for this.
Oh, when I said ideas, I meant Lash Legend. So I should have probably said idea. But I think she's a genuine. She's new Jade.
Yeah.
Boom.
Oh,
Look
I
at
see.
me. I'm awesome. I'm really strong. I'm impressive.
We're going to tag her with Bianca Belair, so hoping that no one notices.
No, Jakara Jackson will be there as well, but it'll be the Lash Legend show. Got Elektra Lopez. She'll stick with over here because of the Escobar connection. Bates injured
currently, but I'd imagine he'll go back with Pete Dunne once he's back from injury.
Yep, so let's just pop him on Raw for now. Here you go. There you go, Dudley. Right, now we're in the wild card picks. The Rock.
Raw.
But we've put all the Bloodline on SmackDown.
He's not going
He'll be on SmackDown too. He'll be on all the shows.
It depends on how close the next show is to his latest film not working at the box office, will be whichever brand he goes to next.
Okay, so we put him on Raw to feud with Cody.
Yeah.
Oh, look at those three.
And there's Rock and Cena right there. Like that, surely that's a Rock. That's a Cena retirement tour match. Rock Cena 3, the rubber match, decide the actual winner.
I like a bit of, obviously that won't happen at Mania. Maybe Mania could be Cena Gunther.
Oh, I like that a lot. Yeah, it's nice.
Cena can conquer another foreign country. US foreign policy in a wrestler.
I like it. He can call him German the entire time.
We've got Amos. Not really been doing much.
No, I don't think he's done much of anything, considering now the MVP's gone.
But he's a nice guy. So we're keeping him around, and we're going to put him on Raw for the big boys.
Yeah, I would say you put him on Raw as well because he is an attraction,
yeah,
like type thing. You know, if you want to try and get those filthy casuals in, see the tall boy.
Mm-hmm. And Joe Hendry, potentially Royal Rumble debut.
I'd say that's a SmackDown.
He feels like a SmackDown.
Doesn't he just?
Feels
I'd
like
say,
a
yeah,
SmackDown.
feels SmackDown.
Obviously, Lash Legend. I've already said my pick.
Mm-hmm.
She will be one of the... Vega, what are you doing? She'll be like in this big mix with the Raw women.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's Io there. I mean, that's a really good top 6 women there. And then I expect the top title will be between these two.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe Becky can occasionally feud, but then we'll also have the mid-card title.
Very strong
these
mid-card in there, yeah. Really nice.
Goldust. He's got to be on Raw with Cody.
Yeah, you'd have thought.
He says it's not going to happen, but yeah.
He's usurped him.
But also it's a tag thing.
Oh!
So maybe Cody could have a little tag feud with...
Oh, sorry. For a second there, I thought you were saying it's a tag thing of like the Rhodes versus Rock and Cena.
How would that even work, Luke?
It's the wrestlers versus the Hollywood elite.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because Goldust's whole movies he used to do with the Hollywood.
Oh, it's even better. I didn't even think of that.
I think, yeah, that happens. Maybe Goldust appears after Mania. I don't think that's going to happen. Even contractually, I don't think it can happen on January 6th.
No.
But building to that Rhodes Usos SummerSlam match.
Which you've now done on different brands.
Yeah, well, by that point, they'll be back on the same brand.
I guess so.
Paul Heyman, I guess he's going to stick
SmackDown.
with...
Yeah, SmackDown's going to get in the middle of this Punk Roman feud.
But who will he side with?
Only Heyman knows.
Oh! Okay, and then we've got Jakara Jackson. Who will go with Lash Legend. I'll just put you there.
Yep.
And
Obafemi.
You've earmarked this guy to be the world champion in 2025.
In which case, he has to go to Raw. He can actually put him in the meaty division as well and build to our eventual Obafemi becomes WWE champion match that he has against Cody Rhodes.
Okay, there you go. And the big boys, the big stiff boys. We've got Hikuleo. So he probably going to NXT, but let's keep him in the Bloodline mix.
Yep.
I'm going to put him with New Bloodline.
I think so, yeah.
And we've got Ricky Starks.
Now, the theory would be, I guess, he would go to Raw because that's where Cody is.
Yeah. Or NXT.
Or NXT. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like he'd go to NXT, win the NXT championship, like in his first match, beating Ethan Page.
If SmackDown get Joe Hendry, Raw gets Ricky Starks. That feels like, and you said there's the Cody connection there. Cody's boys. And finally, the call-up of Roxanne Perez. So where is Roxanne needed more? Let's just arrange, sorry, Candice, get all the way out of this. So our top women there, you got Alexa Bliss in there as well. Charlotte Flair's in there.
Course.
That's a really strong... I think you need 6 megastars for your main event.
The SmackDown 6. And actually, I think you can have Bayley in there as the SmackDown 7.
Sorry, Bayley. Let's put you
I'd have Bayley replace Raquel, really.
Yeah, that's a good point. So I'll just do that. So that is really good. And you've got Raquel as the fodder. And Tamina, the Bloodline member as well.
Of course. Kaylee Ray's right there.
And then on Raw, we've got Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, Lash Legend. Chikara, you're not big enough for me. Natalia's not in there. So should we put her on Raw?
I think she's more needed on Raw looking at that lineup than she is on SmackDown, I'm afraid to say. Also, because this is a PNG I didn't I forgot to suggest we put in, AJ Lee can be one of the SmackDown people because Punk's over there.
Shall we just go through our Raw and SmackDown? That's 42. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Cool. So 42 people on Raw's men, 41 people on SmackDown.
That's tidy.
22 Raw women and 19 SmackDown women. So should we just balance that a little bit?
Yeah.
Because SmackDown does need more women because they've both got the mid-card titles now. So who could go over there?
I mean, do we want to put Pure Fusion Collective there? I know that removes 3 and just puts 3 over there, but what I was going to say is we can then put Jade and Asuka onto Raw.
Potentially, or we just move these two because they've not been around for ages.
Just true, but the other thing is Asuka is part of Damage Control, which is I actually did forget about.
And maybe she'll be coming back soonish, so she's in there. And that's like, that's what a great top. That feels so stacked.
Doesn't it just? Certainly name value-wise. Yeah.
Oh, but actually we needed Raw women.
That's what,
we needed SmackDown.
Well, that's why I was saying we can put Jade and Asuka in there, take Pure Fusion Collective and put them on SmackDown. Or if you want to, put the Party Girls there.
I think the Party Girls, because they feel more like actual tag team champions.
Sorry, we need to move Nikki Cross into the women's division.
And there we go. Yeah. That's pretty balanced. 40 there.
It should be as well. While the Raw feels like it has got more, it's got The Rock and Logan Paul part-timers. They're not like full-time guys.
Cena, Goldust, Ricky Starks, a few speculative boys there. Yeah. And Paul Ellering.
And Obafemi.
So let's just sort of build our divisions. The top guys are Randy Orton's in there as well.
Kevin Owens.
Oh my God. What is this? 2010?
You want to move Drew and KO into that top picture there.
Yeah. Drew, KO.
Yeah. And then you got some big beefy boys in terms of Braun.
Yeah, and this is our beef division.
Bronson Reed.
Let's get the tag champions well out of here.
Tag champions more.
So Sheamus in there as well.
Yeah. In that beefy boy division.
Put him at the front there.
Kaiser should go up into the beefy boy division.
Kaiser's in the beefy boy division. Beige, hopefully. Amos. And then we've got a sort of tag division.
Yeah,
which will be the tag champs. And we've got LWO. They're all there. Yeah. Obafemi should be in the Intercontinental title picture. Amos as well, but he won't. We'll see if he actually features. And Ricky Starks would go in there as well, I suppose.
Yeah, there's
bit of Goldust. New Day are a more credible tag team. We're keeping them together.
Where's Thingy gone?
Who?
The Final Testament leader. What's his name? Karrion Kross.
There.
Oh yeah, there he is.
There he is. I guess Braun Strowman's in the meat division.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Oh, Logan Paul. God damn it, he's
guys.
probably up here reluctantly. And then that's pretty. And Montez Ford.
Yes, of course, Montez Ford
in that little division.
No, it's Angelo Dawkins even.
Oh yeah, sorry, Angelo Dawkins. The pictures are too small. And then we've sorted out our women already, and then our SmackDown men. Punk, Heyman, Roman. There's our top stuff.
Solo,
and then we got
Seth.
all the Bloodline drama. Solo, Seth, Sammy, Seth, Jacob Fatu. We're put in there as well. Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, Damian Priest.
Means we can also actually build with this to a Seth Roman match.
Yeah, because that feels like it's being built as well, doesn't it? I'll just put all the Bloodline people together, even though they're lower down the card. Then we got the Motor City Machine Guns. Actually, let's have LA Knight first. So what is our mid-card? I feel like the SmackDown mid-card isn't as strong.
I would disagree because you've got Montez Ford there.
Oh, yeah.
You've got Montez Ford. You've got Santos Escobar, Shinsuke Nakamura, Carmelo Hayes, Andrade. There's, Austin Theory's also there. Joe Hendry.
Oh, yeah. Joe Hendry's right in there.
Dom,
yeah. I'll keep him in the United States title picture. I think Dom winning the US title. feels good.
Yeah.
And then you got the tag champs. Wyatt Six can do some
With
tag
Giovanni
action.
Vinci in the
Tag
middle of
action
them.
there. Well, he's going to join. It's like, I have also been betrayed by my family, my Imperium family. Okay. Oh, Carmelo Hayes as well. Yeah. Go up here. And DIY over with the tag stuff. With Pretty Deadly. And actually, Shinsuke's in the IC stuff as well. The United States, sorry. And we've also already got our SmackDown top women there.
Mm-hmm.
Lovely.
I think that's pretty good.
Okay, well, there you go, Paul.
We've done a job for you. You're welcome.
Please, if you haven't already, press the subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, leave a comment down below with your sort of Netflix 2025 fantasy draft ideas. And also, the best way to support us is to go over to Patreon, patreon.com/WrestleTalk, where there's loads of exclusive videos that you can't get anywhere else. Like
episodes of 3 Count, episodes of TLC, and our journey through wrestling storylines in WrestleTalk Extra, 4 to 5 hour video podcasts where we chronicle a wrestling storyline. We've done the breakup of The Shield. We have done Joe versus Angle in TNA. And in January, we'll have the start of our next season of storylines.
And also, we've just done a draft here. There's a draft on PFK. It's Luke versus me versus Luke, whatever the correct English is, for our new series of Monday Night War, Mustache Night War, which is also exclusively on Patreon. Patreon.com/WrestleTalk. Go there now. Please do it. Support us. Give us money. Thank you. But for now, I've been Ollie Davis. This has been Luca and DAD. Jam that jam.